Hey guys, I'm Jovynn, a DJ slash content creator, and I'm going to be speaking at Now Playing by Fiverr. It's the first music virtual event hosted by Fiverr, and I'm so excited to be sharing all of my insights and opinions and advice to you guys to see how you guys can grow your platform and also how you guys could dive deeper into the music industry and monetize from that, as well as share some tips and tricks on how you could make mashups. So yeah, I'm really excited. Let's get to it. I discovered my love for making music at a very young age. I was probably the biggest fangirl of every musician you'll ever meet, and that's because, I don't know, I've just always had love for music, but I never really got the resources to learn it. It was always like amazing to me how people could just produce music from their laptops, and yeah, I just always had the admiration of creating your own art through a sound. So when I discovered my love for music, that was when I was looking up to other artists like Justin Bieber and Avril Lavigne. They were like huge inspirations to me when I was younger, and their music has always impacted me in an emotional way, which was also what I wanted to do to others. But I never really had the resources to do that. I didn't know how to produce music. I didn't know anything about like Ableton or like FL Music, but I played a couple instruments when I was younger. I learned how to play the piano and guitar, and from there I discovered how I felt. You know, it was therapeutic in a way. It was like my relief to stress. What stress did I have when I was in middle school? But yeah, I've always loved playing the piano, playing the guitar. I've always loved just playing like my favorite covers and everything. So yeah, my passion sort of died down though eventually when school got busy. The thing that brought me back up was watching Love's video on YouTube, Paris, how he made Paris in the Rain. I think that was the video. And then he showed everyone how he created Paris in the Rain from scratch, and from there I was like, wow, this is what I want to do in the future. Like that song, by the way, impacted me so much. It was like an anthem. His whole album was just an anthem throughout my whole 16, 18 teen youth. So yeah, I really loved the way, just seeing the way people made music, and I've always wanted to do that. So that was sort of how I discovered it. So back in 2019, before the whole pandemic started, I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw people posting TikToks of like random dances and everything, and I thought that it was so fun, and I joined the platform as well and started eventually making my own videos, and I kind of grew a little bit there. I had like 600k followers, and there was this academy, local academy in Malaysia, that presented me an opportunity to learn how to DJ. That was in 2020, I think. Yeah. So I learned DJing, like my skills of DJing through there, and I really like loved the whole experience. It felt really satisfying in a way. It felt like an escape to reality because I love music, and I figured I could do so much with those tools. So yeah, I was just really into it, and then the pandemic started and it got in between my lessons. So I bought my own DJ deck. It was the DDJ 400, I think. Yeah, that was the one that I started off with, and I kind of just took whatever I learned from there and improved my skills of DJing from what they taught me. And then eventually I saw like Ian Asher posting up TikTok mashups, and I was like, wait, what I was lacking of as a creator was sounds, because sounds inspire me a lot for my content ideas, right? So I just started like experimenting with different sounds and like seeing how I could turn this beat into that. And eventually I just curated my own sound edits and also my mashups, and I just started like posting on the platforms. And yeah, that was how I got started. I use Fiverr for a lot of services. Like when I first discovered the website, I was like, wow, this is literally a shopping platform for everyone in every industry. It's like heaven for adults. So, how I source talents are usually when I lack skills in something, or if I need assistance or guidance, or just someone to help me get my task done. So it's kind of like a collaboration thing. So, for example, whenever I need a voice actor for one of my content, I'll pick the best voice that suits the video the most, and then I'll just get them to do it within just like a click of a button, and it's like super simple and super easy. I also use Fiverr for whenever I need like 3D designers for my logos or visuals, because I know nothing about like 3D designs or anything that's related to design, honestly. So yeah, I also sometimes get people to help me enhance my videos for whenever I need it for like a brand deal. And they're just always at your assistance. There's plenty of like options you can choose from, and everyone on there is pretty understanding. Like you get the job done really quickly, and that's what I love about Fiverr. I started off as a creator, just like every creator on TikTok, and when I learned the skills of DJing, I realized what the community lacked of. That was sounds. So, as a creator, my inspiration starts from sounds. Sounds kind of influence the flow of how the video goes, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know that that's where all TikTok dances starts from. Like it starts from a sound. And also transitions, you've got to hit the certain beat. So I was thinking to myself, what could I do with my skills to contribute to the community? That was curating my own sound. So that was how I kind of used it to amplify my social media platforms. That was literally the only reason why my social media grew. That's because a lot of people were using like the sounds that I curated or edited, and they really loved it. And it has really helped me a bunch on building my platform. Yeah, so usually what I do is I experiment with beats, experiment with the best transition method, something that I think a lot of creators would like because I'm a creator myself, so I would know what they like. So it's a lot of studying, and it takes a lot of patience as well, but I'm pretty sure it's worth it. It's very worth it. Once you deliver the right stuff to the audience, that's when people are gonna know you, and they're gonna appreciate you, and they're gonna use what you've done to contribute to the community. So yeah, it also brings you a lot more opportunities as well. So once you put yourself out there, that's all that matters. I feel like out of all the social media platforms, TikTok has the best potential for literally everyone to go viral at least once in their whole lifetime. So my biggest advice is just to be consistent with your platform. Participate in any trends that you can. Recently, there's this cat selfie trend that a lot of people were doing. It makes no sense, but still, a lot of people were doing it. And even though it doesn't go with your niche, still participate in it, because trends are what pushes your videos out to the algorithm, and that's how you can like slowly build your platform from there. There's also a lot of new music and new dance trends every week, so if you're a dancer or if you love music, participate in that one as well, and just experiment with a bunch of filters on TikTok, because you never know which one's gonna blow up. It's really just like hitting the jackpot whenever you put content out. There's a high chance, but there's also sometimes a low chance. But as long as you're early to participate in those trends, I feel like there's always potential for you guys to go viral. And also be authentic and unique. You can copy people, but like be a trendsetter. Honestly, just be a trendsetter. Start something that no one has done yet, because you never know who is going to be watching it. It could be a big creator who could blast the trends to the world. So I feel like people just love authenticity in 2022. So just be your best self and put yourself out there and just be consistent. Whenever you're posting your content, also use hashtags that are relevant to your niche, because you want to be attracting people that you want to attract. So for mine, I usually post out like DJ stuff, so the hashtags that I would use is hashtag DJ mashup and like TikTok from whatever country that you're at. But don't be afraid to like experiment with your niche, because when I started out, I wasn't doing music at all. I was just like a dancer or like a lifestyle creator. So you can always just explore with your niche. It's better to bring in more audience from different niches, so you kind of don't have to stick to a niche. Like that could get pretty boring eventually. So just do that and have fun. Don't take it too seriously. As long as you have the passion for making content, I feel like people would realize that and they would support you either way. So, yeah. There's actually 2 ways of growing your business on Fiverr. The first thing you guys could do is to offer services based on your skills so that you guys can monetize from that platform. And the second thing you guys could do is what I personally do. I take people from Fiverr and help them to enhance my business. I've had a lot of friends who are musicians that stopped being a musician because it doesn't pay their bills, and sadly they had to force their passion to die out. And I don't want that happening to you guys. Fiverr is like a big and bright opportunity for you guys to be getting paid for what you guys do. And the best thing about the website is that you get to set your own prices and your terms and conditions. So you're basically your own boss, and you get to do what you like doing and have yourself paid for your work. And yeah, even if you're not like a musician, you could just put up whatever skills that you have, whether that's social media design, or if you're just a good advisor, just put yourself out there, because it could definitely bring you a lot of good opportunities. And I feel like a lot of people think that their work is undervalued, when in reality there's like websites like Fiverr to help you boost up your platform and to help you gain money for your work. So yeah, it's definitely a good opportunity for everyone. And even if you're not like looking into putting yourself on Fiverr, you could also use it to enhance your business, just like I do. There's always something on Fiverr that could help you to enhance your platforms or your work or your project, whatever you need. So yeah, that's 2 ways that you can grow your business. Oh, by the way, I really want to show you guys my new YouTube logo that I bought off of Fiverr. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. This was literally the vision that I had in my brain, but I didn't know how to execute it. So thank God for Fiverr. I get to have that logo now with the help of this amazing creator, and I'm just like super grateful. All of my video visuals are actually done by Fiverr creators, and I've always just stuck to that one guy because he's just so amazing at it. So you see, when you get a customer like me, that's when your value also builds up on the platform. So once you're doing a great job on there and people love your work, that brings you so much more opportunities, and you guys actually get paid for what you're worth. I truly think that Fiverr is like the best platform to be putting yourself out there right now, because you're getting paid for your work and you get to shop for literally any service that you desire. So yeah, I'm gonna be constantly on Fiverr after this. I'm gonna be shopping for new creators because I need help with some future stuff. But I hope that you guys have learned something from what I've shared with today. Thank you guys so much for having me at this virtual event. I really enjoyed sharing my insights, and I really hope that you guys have learned something from it. I'm gonna be sharing some tutorials with you guys now on my mashups that I do on TikTok. So if you're a DJ or an aspiring creator, you're going to want to tune in for the rest of this, because there's going to be some beneficial information and knowledge that you guys are going to learn. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so first what you want to do is to launch your software. A lot of DJs use Serato, but personally I use Rekordbox, but use whichever software you're most comfortable with. So, okay, let's get started. Let's do the beginner's tutorial. There's this song that has been stuck in my head for the longest time. It's actually trending on TikTok right now. It goes like this. I'm just really obsessed with this song, and I really want to mix it into something that has a hyped vocal. So Okay. First, what you want to do is to export your song onto your record box playlist. If you guys don't know what to mix it with, here's my advice. So export this song. I've already got it in here. All right. Now there's two ways that you can mix these tracks. So you can mix it by BPM or you can mix it by keys. Now, my advice is to only mix with BPM for hip hop tracks or for progressive house. But if you're doing like melodic house or house techno, underground house, anything that's techno, you should be mixing in keys. But I'll get into that later. So right now this is 81 BPM. I'm gonna look for the best track that has sort of a hyped vocal. So right now you have like all of your selections here. You could just pick something that's within 5. Yeah. So let's see. The difference shouldn't be a huge gap with the BPMs or else it might sound a little off. I have this song in my head that I feel like could go with Thinking with My D. So I forgot what it was called. Hold on, give me a sec. Oh, okay. It's Bia Bia. Alright, perfect. So it's 160 BPM. Oh yeah, by the way, you can multiply it by 2 and it will still work together. There's this thing called double BPM. So if you multiply a song's BPM by 2, it's still mixable. So let's create a playlist. Let's call it Fiverr. Alright. So let me just add those 2 songs into that playlist. Alright. So I've already set the cue points. Let's hear it.
If it don't clap when she walk, ain't too pretty in the face, but she's super thick. I'm just thinking with my dick. My shit done. I'm just thinking with my dick. My shit done. I'm just thinking with my dick.
Okay, so this is probably where I would want the next track to come in. So this is what the other song looks like. You guys can like tell it's super hyped up. So that's where I want the vocals to come in. Let's hear it again. Okay, so let's set a H cue point here. So if you go to beat jump, you can see that there's 32 bars. Like, okay, you can also do this with your DJ controller, but this is probably about like 32 bars as well. So what you want to go, yeah. So go back 32 bars and then set a cue point there. So during the beat drop here, let me just set the grid right. So when you get to the beat drop here, that's when you can play this and then have the other track's vocals mixed into that, but slowly. So right now, I'm going to teach you guys the practical side. So let's move to my DJ decks. Okay, so I'm at my DJ deck right now. I'm using the DDJ 1000s. Let me just give you guys a quick brief on what the buttons do. So this is for the highs, mids, lows. This one's for the effects. Alright, that was a bit too loud, but this is the highs. So it basically covers the hi-hats and it should not go above 6 dB if you're playing a live gig. And these are more towards the vocals. This is the bass. So yeah, this one's the effects. My favorite is the reverb, the flanger, and the echo. These are the channels, so you've got like 4 channels here. These are to activate it on the direct channels. And it's just the spinning thing. The CDJs, the jogs. And this is the BPM meter. So what the hot cue buttons do is that they lead you to your cue points. So A is
If it don't clap when she walk, if it don't clap when she walk.
right. Okay, so right now we've got 80 to 160. Let's move that to 80. What we'd want to do is to mix the drop in from here.
I'm just thinking with my dick.
Right? So I'm gonna lower down the bass. I'm gonna bring in, put the lows and the highs. Sorry, yeah, the highs and the mids to the middle. I'm gonna put my effects on the reverb. Okay, so I'm probably gonna just filter this one out so it doesn't get too overwhelming at first. Let's hear it.
If it don't clap when she walk, ain't too pretty.
You gotta want to make sure that the transition is smooth, so you're gonna want to have to
Thinking
do
with my dick. My shit dumb. I'm just thinking with my dick. My shit dumb. I'm just thinking with my
So yes, that's how you mix it. As easy as that. By the way, this PEDX button are the effects that you can use. So on the DDJ 1000s, you get to use double effects, which is what I like because best of both worlds, you know? And for this one, it's the beat jump. So you've got the pages right here. So yeah, that's basically how I do my TikTok mashups. Now I'm gonna teach you guys something a little bit more advanced. It's not too hard, but I've used this for my recent viral TikTok with the song Suave. So I've already set the cue points here because I've done it before, so. Okay, wait, let me just do that one more time. So what I did was I set a cue point right at the beat drop because I figured it would be a really good sound. It's like a gunshot. So I feel like transitioners would love that because it's like a sudden transition, right? So that is what it sounds like. Let's do that one more time. 2, 3, 4. It was as easy as that, you guys. So that's what you can do as well. This is going to be a bit more advanced, but you guys could set cue points to whatever timestamp you guys want to, and you know, experiment with the sounds. When it comes to music, it's all about your creativity, and you can do a lot with these controllers. Just, you know, get familiar with the buttons and the features that it has, because there's actually so much you can do with this thing. And yeah, this is just an example of what I do for TikTok, but you can also use this to apply in your actual gigs where you've got to continuously make the music run. Like, the whole purpose of a DJ is just to mix songs smoothly, and that's what you want to do, you know, just keep practicing. There's so much more that you can do with this DDJ or the CDJs. You can also use a loop transition, which is what I usually use as well for songs that are way more complicated to mix with. But yeah, these are like just the basics of mashing up songs and also making sound edits. You can always add cue points to any vocals. If you're more experienced and you want to move towards the advanced level, you can always mix 3 tracks with the acapellas and the instrumentals, and also with another track. So yeah, by the way, it doesn't matter what controller or what software you're using. It's possible to mix tracks with literally any tools that you have. It just takes a lot of experimenting, and yeah, as time goes, as you're more familiar with the buttons and everything, you would be able to do this really smoothly, and you guys would have no issues in mixing these songs and create the best transitions to it. So it just takes a lot of practice. If you guys really want to get your transition smooth, just make sure you study the songs well and know the best times to mix a song in, and also experiment with different transition methods, because not all songs are the same, and it's always nice to have something different so that you could hype out the crowd. And if you're like doing a live gig, you know, you got to keep the music going. And yeah, practice your sets. So yeah, that's basically all I have for today. I hope you guys have learned something informative from this. Thank you guys so much for having me on this virtual event. Thank you so much, Fiverr. I hope this was all very informative for you guys.
Yo te doy lo que tú quieras, bailame en el tubo. Suave.